Hello, friends. It's me, Cynthia, and Azalea. Hello. And Marty. This is Marty. Yeah. We are happy to welcome you to our Wednesday magic hour. And today I wanted to share some of the things I got up to over the last few days, which is I've been making a lot of necklaces, a lot of these thread necklaces. Now, I don't know about y'all, but do you ever get in a pattern where you make something and then you make variations? I work in cycles. So, uh, like, Marie Kondo, the gal that says, if it doesn't bring you joy, you get rid of it. And then she has all these rules for how, I read this book, it's probably 5 years ago, I don't know how long ago. But in it was, if you haven't used it in a year, 6 months, 3 years, then you get rid of it. I'm like, listen, I go through cycles where I will knit and then I'll put it away and I won't knit for 3 years, 4 years. And then I'll get back to it. But then I'm into it really hard, going hard. I'm like, expanding my skills. And then I'll put it away for a while and I come back to it. Okay, so I didn't make that much finished jewelry. Probably, I don't know. I want to say it was like, now, I had to make finished jewelry for the show. So I made simple things like this was like my bread and butter. I made these all day long, before every show. And it was I don't want to say that I just made them on autopilot because I kind of did. But this is the like the main thing was like a charm necklace. You put on chain, you put your charm on, and especially with something like a coin that like these guys, they're a little on the labor intensive side. Like it takes me a minute to make them. And so I put them on either crochet necklaces or charm necklaces. And I have like little sets of things that I work from, like dishes. I get them at estate sales, like these little dishes like this. I can't tip it over, but I'll show it in a second. They're all over my work area where I cycle through things in piles. And lately I've been on a kick to make these necklaces. I call them my In Rainbows necklace. If you all know the band Radiohead, there was a release. Would you say 5 years ago? It's like one of my all-time favorite albums.
What?
The In Rainbows.
Oh, that In Rainbows is from like 2007. So
what year is this?
This is year 2025.
Basically the same year. Okay. All right. 20 years ago or however long it was, who cares? Oh, Sam, my other son. Hello, my son. And I just looked up and I saw a lot of our friends here. Hello, Mary. Hello, Diane. Hello, Cecilia, Tina, Melanie. Hello, Pat. I was chit-chatting, chicken snacking, as I say to the kids. I don't know where that came from.
Talking about some chicken snacking.
Chicken snacking. I said it. I went and went through a time where I didn't even eat chicken that often, which was like, when was that?
When I was vegetarian.
When you were vegetarian, that's right. Azalea went through a vegetarian stage, and that meant that we were
actually never been unhealthy.
Oh. Oh, Azalea made this ruff. It is crocheted. What is the fabric content here? Silk.
It's just acrylic.
Silk.
Wool. Oh, silk and wool and alpaca on this cat.
Yeah, he's quite the spoiled creature. I told Azalea,
make him a new one in silk, but that was
he loves silk. That's like his favorite things. He loves silk.
Yeah, then he wouldn't wear it.
He carries it around in his mouth. It's so cute. He's a good cat. Oh, hello, Terry. Hello, Katney. Hello, my friends. So I wanted to show some of these In Rainbows necklaces and also how there's variation in a theme. And also, I strung up, probably, I don't even know how long ago I strung these up. I found them in a box. And I had a message from someone that was like, hey, I liked that necklace you showed the other day. And I want to see that with a single. It was like a single. I had seed beads. It was seed beads I did. It was an inexpensive necklace. But I didn't feel like stringing up seed beads. So I saw this. I keep these. Show some little tips. Some tips. or, if you make a mess like I do, you can kind of wrangle it. Marty, this is not food. He thinks it's food. It's not food. I got these, they're 4 coins. This is coin pouches. And they come in these like super clear. It's like, I'm environmentally minded. I mean, it's like one of my all-time biggest pet peeves to witness trash or plastic on the road. So me using this is kind of intense. I know I struggle with these, but they work so well, and I make them. I don't throw them away, and they're so clear. So I put these. I don't remember where I got them. It's like probably a coin shop. You get any coin shop, and what they do is they slide the coin in and all the information, and it's real clear, so you could actually look at it with a loop or magnification through the plastic. You don't have to take it out of the bag. But I'd gotten some coins, and I thought, hey man, this would be good for putting my necklaces in. And I put them finished ones. I'll put them, and you know what? They stack, not stack. They're like kind of like a card catalog. You can go through and look at them. So anyway, I had strung on this very fine. It's called microcord. I strung these, but I never got around to doing the actual crocheting of the necklace. And I thought, you know what? I'll show that because this is what is a good example of a single bead type necklace. Because a lot of times you'll see a lot of my necklaces, there's like a smorgasbord, right, Marty? You know what a smorgasbord is? It's like when you have a delightful mix. Usually when I make a smorgasbord, when I say that, he lights up because that means I'm going to make him a little snack plate with something crunchy, with something tasty like fish, and some kind of sauce like churro on it. He likes churro. In fact, that's what I'm getting. I've trained him. You guys probably noticed that like every time I turn around, like he's like, "What you got?" I have this little bowl. He sees this bowl. So put a little taste of it in here. It's my training. Hello, hello. I see Nilda. June. Hello, my friend June. Hello, Wendy. Hello, Wendy. He is very handsome. I squeeze a little of that in there. I know. It's almost too much. My darling. He's always got to stop what she's doing to look. Look at this. She's got to stop. Got to stop what she's doing.
Looking at him eat.
There's like a million buttons on that. Taking that, getting undressed for the day.
There's 12.
It's like a million, otherwise known as 1,000.
Damn. Why is known as 1,000?
Look at all that. What's this detail here? This looks good. This little something something. Get that little. What's that called?
Fix it.
Isn't that I want to call that mutton sleeve. Isn't that what they call that?
I don't know. I saw it called a coat sleeve. That's the
Azalea did make that collar. She did not make it in silk.
No,
he favors silk. You know what he used to do? And by used to, I mean until unless he doesn't find one. If he finds silk, he carries it around the house in his mouth. It's so cute. Yeah, she's sewing away like an expert. I told her, hey, you know what? You could, well, probably not now, but there used to be my friend Weasel. She worked for the Columbus Opera, and she made so many beautiful hand sewn. This is just this, Marty. It's not food. It's not food. Wendy says I could use those mutton sleeves. I love them. I think it has a good flattering.
So you
plenty
can
of
pull the
room.
sleeves up because this will
Plenty
stick
of room.
around your elbow. So if you
Oh,
can wash
Connie's
the dishes,
joining us. Hello, Connie.
you can pull your
Hello,
sleeves.
Sandra and Thea. Hello, hello, my friends. Marty, you have to wait. So I found a few things that was I put on the website just to let you know. I found some bees that I forgot that I got in Tucson. I actually located 5. So if you have been thinking about it, then now's the time because I have 5 of them. And I usually hoard them. I'm not ashamed to say, I'm a little ashamed to say that I do. When you like something, it's kind of hard to just not use it. Hello, Kathy. Oh, what was that? What's Wendy saying? Sorry, Marty and Max. What's that? Sorry.
What's that?
What's that? Wendy, what's that? Oh, I want to show some of my necklaces. I'm reaching over. I'll just show them like this. You guys can see Azalea for a second. She's doing something. Looks like she's all these. That's some kind of that's pins starting. You can pin to this. It's not one of the hard
my
shell.
darts. My darts were puckering around the titties and it looked terrible. So I'm fixing them. I'm fixing them by hand while on the mannequin because if I pull it off the mannequin, it's going to change how it lays. So right now I'm doing a hidden ladder stitch to tighten up the bust darts right here. And
Looks
hopefully
good.
it's going to look good when it's done. Otherwise, I'll cry tenderly into the night.
Well, with every time you do something, then you learn something, I feel like. And you learn, especially with sewing. I was telling Azalea,
I don't want this to be a learning experience. I want to wear it.
how many times have I seen the tattoo sewers? You guys, the sewer folks in the group here, you'll probably seen this. The tattoo, no regrets for the seam ripper. That's a costumer thing, because you gotta just be like, okay, we're ripping it, and no, feeling miserable when you do it. Although I have to say, I had felt super, super miserable when I had to do it.
Yeah.
Michelle says, I really want that bronze face charm I saw on your Instagram story last night, but couldn't find on the website. Do you have any available? Michelle, I may have them. So, well, I didn't post it to be posted. I was just posting because it was sometimes you make stuff and then you have a bunch, or you make it and then you don't have any of it. But I have all these containers here. Oh, I have one. Oh no, that's not it. See, it was like this. I thought it was it, and it's actually the tadpole. Or I'm gonna flip this. Actually, I'm gonna show my necklace real quick before. At the 12-minute mark. Dang, I've been doing what Azalea calls as yammering.
Yapping.
Yapping, that's what it is. Who says yammering? That might be my mom that says that. Yammering again. That's how she says it. Mom, if you're out there, I'm sorry I said it. She doesn't like it when she thinks I'm making fun, but it's like it's not making fun, it's joyfully relating my experience. So this is the In Rainbow series. If you guys heard me talk about earlier, I go through patterns of I don't know, it's almost like obsessive. So this is a little shorty. This is a rainbow one, and I get so much enjoyment out of doing these color shifts. It's like my favorite thing is to color shift that color. It's a little bit chunky. Look, what's the hardest thing with gemstones is finding a good red that isn't too that doesn't look cheap. That's what it is. Because sometimes red it can instantly look cheap. I should not say that, but that's true. Like a blue red, especially because you know what it is? The only things that are that color? It's like rubies, the real red, garnets, rubies. What else is red stone? Red jasper. See, but that's not true. That's a brick. That's brick red. That's not a red. He has a hat. Sometimes he won't wear that hat. This is another one. Here's another rainbows. But this one is, check this out. This one is
on that cat.
Look at that. That's going to be good. And when I talk about making things in like factory line, what I'm talking about is I like to lay everything out when I string them all. And I lay them out, string them all. And then when I have probably 5 to 10 that are ready to go, then I go through the knotting or crocheting or whatever. And then when all that step is done, then I move to putting the clasp on. So that's why you see it with all of them like this. And I wanted to show one thing of why I leave a long tail, because there's a necklace here that I made too short. And when you make it too short and you cut it, that can be kind of where you're like, it's not a good feeling. It's one of my least favorite feelings, but it's not a loss. It's not a loss. So that's a really long one. Here's one that I think I was working on this one. Release. And don't be like me and then grab them like a handful and put them over on your tray. Put them in the back. See, I do this because the strings get everywhere and I leave them long. There's a reason I leave them long. I've had several people say, you don't have to do that. Well, those folks, they can do their thing and I can do mine. And the reason I leave them alone is this is not, the cord itself is cheap. Your time is where it's at. Your time is worth. And if you have if you make it too short, this is the necklace, Michelle. This one. See, this is the one this is the one Michelle's talking about where I put that face on it. So this is another example of visual weight and actual weight.
Wow, he's just chilling out in his rug.
This is nice, some nice pearls. And Greg, it's so crazy. I'm live now, been live for like 20 minutes, and Greg is texting me and he's like, I can't find freight check. Because I sent him out to go get me some freight check. I was like, I need that freight check. They usually have it at Walmart. He didn't go in the craft section. That's what happened. But that looks good, see? And I made this. This isn't a design where you can wear anywhere around the neck. So I made one side crystally, see? And then one side is the grays. This is grayscale, but still kind of, I'm going into my shadow time grayscale with that. And here's another rainbow one. You guys getting tired of these yet? Because I'm not. I started this like last year, maybe, and I have not stopped. And I've been making these necklaces like my life depends on it. So I've been making a bunch of them. They're not super fast. Look at that right there, right here. That's sapphire right there. So I call these treasure necklaces because, for one, there's a lot of goodies on there. Ruby, look at that whole stretch of rubies in there. Gem grade lepidolite. That's yellow opal, my friends. Isn't that good times? Good times, good times. And I'm going to put I've got some good clasp ideas. All right, I'm gonna flip the camera over. I'll put these on my desk so I don't get tangled up because I did not go through the rigmarole. It's not really rigmarole, bagging them. Okay, so this necklace, this is what I was talking about, and this is my example of why you want to give yourself some room, why you want to give yourself like 10 inches or 8 inches right here. All right, see how long that is on both sides? You have plenty of distance if you make a mistake to add extra. Like, see this one? This is a hair short, I feel like this could be 2 inches. Probably 2 inches. I don't know. Maybe not quite 2 inches. I wanted this to be a little bit like to hang here, right? So right now it's like this. That is no bueno right there. That's, I don't know. I'm not much for. I mean, some people like the choker. They like that feeling. But you know what? Even in the 90s, when that was really popular, remember those? They were like made out of fishing line or some such, and you stretched it and you put it around your neck, and it looked like, to me, you know, now that I look at it now, when they came back, now it looks like a skin condition. That's what it looks like.
Maybe if it's in pink. But if it's the traditional black chokers, I don't know what you're going to mistake that for. That just looks like a choker.
I'm talking about the one that looks like it's made out of fishing line. That looks like, even in the colors. So this is too short. Now, I've left about 10 inches on either side. Now, the reason I wanted Greg to go get me some fray check is so that I could reapply it to this end and string probably another 4 beads. And see, when you leave a long tail, guess what? You can add probably this many beads and still have room to put your clasp on. You need at least, I say, for comfort, 2.5, 3 inches. That's just for me. And I leave that little extra so that if I want to, I can add more. All right, I'm going to show this. Oh, and someone asked me, how do you keep all your projects from taking over and stacking up, or taking over every surface? I got these. This is a baking pan. This is the 1/4 size. They come in full sheet. This is for bakery. So what I do is let me see if I'm trying this to show it. Prepare yourself for mess, folks. Does that even show it?
No, you can't really even see.
So right here, that's my baker tray right there. and it has like 12 12 rows of shelving, so I can just set like my projects like this. But I will tell you to put a piece of fabric or something over it, because one of the things I noticed is this stuff gets dusty, real dusty. All right, so I'm going to flip this over. Yeah, he's tired of looking. He's tired. Oh, Stacy, hello, my friend. What are you doing to that cat? Sorry. He didn't like it when Isaiah pinches on his side fat. Yes, I'm out of freight check, Wendy, and I bought the double pack. Yeah, it's good. Kitty is not feeling it. Stacy, you do remember the one that looked like where you've got skin condition. And I only say that Azalea's looking like, 'cause she had a pink one.
Briefly.
The pink one, I was like, what happened to your neck? And she's like, oh, you like my necklace? And I was like, I thought that someone had gotten her neck. This is the freight check we're talking about. Right there. And it's been repackaged because apparently people thought it looked like Visine. It's not Visine. Okay, we're in there real tight. Let's back out. All right, so this is the work surface. Oh, yeah. And I don't know if you all know this, but these guys are ready to go right here. They are pewter. You can see the pewter right here. Oh, here. All right. They were yes, they were like mesh. Oh, thank you. Annie says he's so cute. Yes, Marty is the cutest of the cute of the cute. All right, so you can see the pewter is a little on the shinier side. Here's comparison. If you're wondering, like, should I get silver? Should I get pewter? All right, so here's the difference. Sometimes it's hard to tell the difference, to be honest. But silver's heavier.
Pewter usually looks lighter in color.
And it's lighter in color. You see the difference here? Okay, so here's another. This is the silver. And sometimes it can be really hard for us to tell the difference. And the way we find the difference is sometimes the weight. So that's silver. You can tell that very easily. And also the weight. This is heavier than this. And you can kind of feel like there's a little bit of you can kind of feel it, I think. And the silver of that. So the pewter is a little grayer. And before we add the black patina, they come out white. So that can kind of be like, this has been worn. So this is silver. My friend Ann Choi made this. And I put this part on the bottom. What's it say? It says, think of me on the bottom. And this is built from they're cast hollow and then soldered complete. This is one of her Mandrake line. And it says here, she has always this beautiful pieces of poetry and quotes. It says, the clouds ye so much dread are big with mercy and shall break in blessings on your head. Pretty cool, huh? I like it. Anyway, you can see when it's been worn a little, what happens is the pewter gets a kind of a, what's the best word for that? It's a little satin finish, satin finish, and the darks remain. So these are new right out of the tumbler. So they are really, really shiny, but they won't stay that shiny. That's just the thing with pewter. I mean, if you want it that shiny, you can spray them. It's like with any metal, but you cannot get it super shiny without something else happening. So right now I was like, I'm going to divide these up and put them in silver and the pewter. So these guys are on the website if you're interested. And these would be perfect. I made these specifically for my necklaces because, oh, look at these. I got this at an estate sale the other day. Look how cute this is. It's got like a dragon on it. I love it. I have all these ditches in my collection, and it's pretty fun to keep them organized that way instead of with otherwise. Oh, here's another necklace. This is one I'm still in the process. Oh, Melanie says, love Ann Choi almost as much as I love your artwork. Wow, Melanie, that is quite the compliment because I can't even say that. Anne is like, I it's almost awkward how much I like her work. I don't want to say, actually, I take that back. It's straight up awkward. When I first met her in Atlanta, she came to this show that was in this horse farm. This is one I inherited from my bestie, Jess, and this was one of her all-time favorite quotes. It's from a William Blake, and it's the hold infinity in the palm of your hand. It says, to see a world in a grain of sand and infinity in an hour. Wait, no, it's a hold infinity in the palm of your hand and infinity in and out. It's a really beautiful, beautiful quote or poem. And so I'm going to give it, this is the silver to the little. That's so beautiful. I was just sitting there. Can't resist. Sorry. Anyway, I'm obsessed with her work. If you don't know Ann Choi's work, it is like heirloom quality. It's not a cheap date in any way, but it is so beautiful. It's my all-time favorite of any of the jewelers. So beautiful. All right. So this is when I started, and it has a few more pieces to go as far as like this much to go. So I might show that. But what I'm going to show first is how to complete this if you get into the part where you've made it too short. This should only take a few minutes. And the ideal is if you have some of your beads ready to go in a pile, ready, waiting. And I think that kit, let me see if I have it over here. Because I usually, I buy beads for myself to make in my finished jewelry, and I'll get extras, and then that's what I am doing. Wendy says that must have cost some ching. Girl, yeah, you know it's true. Carolyn says, I believe I need that gator toggle. You probably do. I would say so, just because, I love it. It's this. Sometimes I discover things on my desk that I forgot I had. Pretty cool. All right, I'm going to pour this into something. How much do we put those? I'm going to pour some of these in something. Marty's watching me, and he's like, what's happening, Mama? What you doing? I'm going to add it onto the side that's already has spray check on. So this one needs to have more. And I have a little bit more to go. Let's see, I could put some of these. So here's what you do. You just add some more. This probably needs a few more beads. We're going to throw on, let's see if that fits. Ugh. This is the name of the game that I don't like. Wendy, you know what I'm about to say. Beads without big holes. So this one, I'm going to actually just put this one aside because I don't believe I have I looked at that, I poured it out, and I think this is part of a collection. Not all of them, some of them look good, but I wanted some smalls in there. Maybe I'll do this one. I'll add a few to go on that. Oh, rainbows. We'll just put some of that, or not in rainbows. This one is water lily. We'll grab some of the stuff that's in here. Close enough, right? Perfect. So you can dip your end. Say it's getting kind of say it's getting kind of like it's losing its needle like stiffness. All right. So on this side, we're just gonna quickly do this because I wanted to show. There's too many things I want to show. All right, so this might be a case where you drip it, but usually I like to just dip it into the bottle. There's very little fray check left. We'll see if there's enough to do this. Like it's at the bottom. Wendy says, drink. Yep, I know. It's my thing. So on the very fine micro, you can get away. Look how fast that goes. It's like, because this is two cords of micro. I'm going to let it dangle off the side. And actually, I'm going to get a little bit more. All right, let's set that down. We'll add more. So you don't have to knot right away, right? You just add the beads while you have them, while you're hunting them, or actually not hunting them because we're not at the hunting stage. We're finished with hunting stage. Now, another reason I make this long is so that I can do this when it's time. If it gets kind of frayed out right here, you can just trim it. And then it's sharp again. Put this on. We'll put this like smoky quartz or tourmaline or whatever this is. I can't really see it real well. I don't know why I do this. I'll just keep acting like I don't need to put my glasses on. And then when I'm at this point, I'm like, where did I put my glasses? Oh, they're downstairs in my purse, way down below. It's not that far, but still. Okay. Go.
Is that what you said?
All right, let me see. Oh, no wonder now if there is no sound, because usually we have that background if I'm sitting here
I
doing
know, we're
something.
trying to discuss the price of something. She's like mouthing and whispering and writing stuff on her hand, and I have no idea what she's trying to tell me, you guys, secretly.
It's not
Just
really
tell me the
secret.
number.
10.
10. See, when you show
Sorry.
up
Sorry.
2 5s, it
Azalea,
looks like
sorry.
55.
That's not what I meant.
Getting frustrated.
Don't be frustrated,
I'm
sweetheart.
immediately frustrated.
He's real on the frustrated side.
Gotta make it home
Oh.
more.
Oh, hello, Lorraine. Hello, Donna. Hello, my friends. I just dumped all those garnets. Great. But that's okay, because, it's all good. So we'll just do... that one that's kind of standing out. Let's take that guy off. This is why this takes me so long, y'all. I'm trying to do this fast, but I can't bring myself to do some random color that doesn't go along with the design. That's just something that it pains me. So these faceted hestonites they're shiny, but they have a nice big hole, which is my favorite. Y'all know how I feel about that when I'm getting beads. I do not want to get the ones that have the microscopic holes that I got to sit there and try 50 of them to find one that fits. Time is money. I mean, ish. I mean, they say that, right? This is probably, I don't even know. Y'all, I don't even like to think of how much money is in this box here. Carolyn says, is this a new gem kit? This is not a new gem kit. This is a bunch of old gem kits put together. What I'm doing is showing how if you made it too short, which I did, I need to add about an inch on each side. So what I did, was, there's 4 here. I think I can probably get another one. And I have plenty of room, look. So here's what you do. This is where it ended, and I put on 4 new beads. So the key to this is maybe taking one of these guys right here. These are from beadshop.com. I got this from Kate. She sent me this. This is called a thread. I don't actually know what this is called. What is this thing called, Azalea? It's supposed to be where you can pinch off your necklace, see, so your beads don't go anywhere, right?
It's pretty smart.
It's so
what it's
smart.
called though.
I don't remember what it's called.
I'm sure you
Bead.
can find it.
It's probably, go look in the section with bead tools. So you don't have to pull the whole necklace through like we were doing before. Let me just make this clear so it's less distracting. I tried. Sorry, y'all. If you have ADHD and you're watching this and there's stuff everywhere, I'm doing my best. Okay. So with this, you don't have to drop the whole necklace through like we did throughout the majority of this necklace where you knot, then pull everything through. Since it's cut, you can come from this direction and the same knotting happens, a simple knot. It's a little more finicky because you have to work carefully so you don't drop this thing off. So there's still a little bit of, it's not glued. It's glued up till right about here. So that's fine. I can still get past, I can still open it, even though it's glued. It'll be fine. Bead bug. Is that what it's called? Oh, thank you, Wendy. Wendy says it's relaxing to watch Cynthia. I appreciate it. Oh, you guys, bead stopper. There's like 5 of you that were like, that's a bead stopper. So you can find that at Bead Shop and then go ahead and look at bead stopper. This is a good one. And then you know what else is good? Kate sent me some of these and I love them. I think it's supposed to have this coating on both sides, but I'm not sure. And you know what you use this for is you can clamp, well, I use it for a lot of things, but one of the things is when you're knotting, you can clamp it to one end and that makes it easier. So I'm just guiding the knot. This is pretty stiff. It's not as fluid as when I first made these because there's a little bit of fray check. And so as I make the knot and push it down a little, I'll open up the threads here slightly and pull them apart gently because I don't want to go too far because I want to be able to use this to put I want to put my clasp on. So this way we go this direction. I don't think you need a tool. Some folks like to use different tools. I think you can just use your fingers. Sometimes it can be when you have a tool, it can be kind of hard to, I don't know, hold on to a lot of things. Like some folks will have like different, I mean, I guess it's useful to go in there and if you don't tighten it up properly, that can be a good spot for that. Because then you can kind of pick it out, but I don't think you need to hold it as you go. So there, I just added another 4 beads to this side. We'll see if it made it long enough. I'll try it out. Looks good. Yeah, and I even managed to coordinate that so that it was the lighter next to it. I feel pretty pleased about that right there. So let's check on this side. All right, so we don't need the bead thing. Bead stopper right here. Pull that out. And let's see on this side. Is this ready to go? That was only a few minutes ago. And you can see the difference. This only has 1 coat that I did probably 2 minutes ago or however long I did it. And look how like flimsy. It doesn't have a really thick coat because I'm down to like my last drips of that fray check. This one you can see it's pretty, I probably did that twice. And if you leave it for like at least 10 minutes. But since we're trying to do something here, we're not going to wait 10 minutes. We're just going to do this. All right, so I have on this some pretty nice blues, but what I don't really have a lot of is dark blue. So maybe what I'll do, but even though I don't like to end it on the different colors, I know that's just being kind of wacky. Usually what I like to do when I'm ending it is I'll kind of fade into a neutral, and then that way it's a neutral, so when they bind up, it's like a continuous look. I don't know if I'll do that, but maybe I can from this spot. Maybe I can go brownish from here and build to that area. So we'll see. Maybe I have a dark labradorite or smoky quartz. I can go. I'm trying to take the lid off of this. This is like a fortune's worth of teeny beads. This right here is probably 20 strands. Oh, I agree. Caroline says the aqua teals are beautiful with the spessarite. I am in full agreement. I love them together. So actually, I think what I'll do, maybe if I could get that, look how pretty those are. This is kyanite, a very small kyanite. But I think that, and you know what? Those holes that fit this. We'll see. We'll check it. All right, I'm going to dig through here and kind of look around for. I can't, it's kind of meditative to do this, but it takes flipping forever. So if you have your beads separated, that's actually pretty good. What's this? Where's the hole on that? Oh, wonderful. This is one where the hole broke off at the top. Why did I put that in there? Put that on. Yeah. Oh, that's a good color. We'll put that one there. I remember, and you know what's funny is like I remember it's like, oh, those were those pricey spinel, and it has a microscopic hole on it. I can barely even see it. Let's see if it can fit this. This is a double strand. Oh wait, it needs to be cut. See, I didn't. Yeah, Debbie says, I have some of those clamps, but mine are pink. I love them. They come in handy for macrame and beading. I would agree with that. I was looking at this book that I hadn't looked at. Oh, there's the hole. Let's see, where's the hole? It's actually pretty good size. We'll see if that fits. One of my biggest pet peeves is when the hole is massive on one side, then microscopic on the other. It is no fun. So what I do when that's the case, when I have a little bit hanging out, I have these little bitty pliers that I use. They're called where are they? I don't even see them. All right, where is it? Okay, so since this is, no, I cannot pinch that. Maybe I can get it with these. Sometimes I use these. I have a little pair. Teeny spin out is so hard to see. It is super annoying. Actually, yeah, this was a pretty expensive strand I remember buying. And did you both go through, please? Yes. It's like such a victory. All right, so I'm going to put that one. I think that's actually a tourmaline. See, when they cut them in a slice like that, that's actually tourmaline. I got that one that's on a spin off. All right. Oh, is there another one? Sweet. Look at that. Yeah, that's tourmaline. You can see the color. This is a watermelon tourmaline strand. I can't hardly believe that I got the double strand through there. We'll set that aside. I feel a lot of doubt that I could actually get that. But sometimes with these, the micro crochet cord or the micro cord, you can get two strands and knot and get this pretty fluid type of necklace. You could, in theory, and this is one that I haven't done too often because it's a lot of mixing, is crocheting this last bit, and that's kind of a different look. It's kind of thick. We'll see if this opal fits through there. I don't know. Actually, I'm kind of eyeballing. I want to go some of these smoky colors so I can kind of go dark brown towards the end. That's the goal. We'll see if that fits. kind of fun to go through this. But at the same time, it kind of makes me a little bit crazy. So what I might do is do this, is just pour them. I have these little scoopers. It's like a little dump truck. Where I can scoop through there and get in there and see. Sometimes if you spread them enough, you can see what colors. And something like this can be, look, that's a lot of beads in there. Oh, look at this teeny. That's so cute. We'll see if that fits. I love these. I haven't seen Andalusite in a minute. Sometimes when you have to pull them through, look how flat in there. You have to trim that off after because you're not going to get anything through that hole. It's just the way it is. Yeah, that Andalusite would be a good choice. So I'm trying to morph these colors through. And this is probably why when I'm making a necklace, this is why it takes a minute. Sometimes there are necklaces that you can make that don't take very long, but there are others that take, it takes a minute. And it's that kind of work is, I mean, you can see it. It's dainty. It's fragile looking. They're kind of ephemeral, have that kind of appearance like a spider's web. And that's a different kind of work. It's like I can make my other types of necklaces much faster. This is not fitting. Of course, it's a pearl. I was optimistic. That was goofy. That was really goofy on my part. Oh, I'm at the point where I can add, if you look at this, I have a slight pattern happening where I have some big, and then they go small, 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 and then it's like a wave, right? So I kind of like doing that. We'll put some of we'll see if this fits through here. Donna says, LOL, I use those for frit. I could see that. Okay, Kathy says, when you're done stringing, can you measure how many inches you put on? Yeah, you can measure it. Sure. I don't see why you couldn't. If you're trying to measure it though, a lot of times what happens, look at this one is the same. Ugh, this whole shebang right here is full of beads that do not want to get on there. They're drilled where they're not drilled well. And it's a huge annoyance. Now, it's not that big of an annoyance if you have very, very fine soft flex, because then you can just use that. But I'm doing something that I really want to put some of these small hole beads. Ugh, look. All right, so this is too small. Look what it did here. I can't use that part now. Thanks, black opal, that has a too small of a hole. So you have to trim it off. Sandy, I also like teeny beads. They're one of my all-time favorite things to work with. But I will say, I have to be in the mood for them, and you have to have the right stuff. And that seems obvious. What I'm doing now is trying to make some of these, these will fit for the most part onto one of these. If I only have one of this right here, these would go on no problem. But what I'm doing is I have two, and the two can be a tight fit. So it's we're gonna just see if I can fit. This was a piece of little Andalusite. I remember those having pretty fair holes, pretty fair size. But this one is not a kit that I've made recently. These are all old beads from, I don't know, from different times of making things. Just I put them in these when I'm not using them. Little collections. They get scooped up. Look how small that one is. This is from years of making crochet necklaces. Years and years. I have a bunch of these. And I need to sell them. I need to sell some of it. It's really hard to price though. Because how do you price it? You take a bead off of a strand and then you can't even, it's just like it makes like the littlest ittiest puddle. And you're like, that was how much? Especially for things like rubies and spinels. Oh, if you're trying, they have reamers, bead reamers, but you gotta want that to ream all the beads. I have a couple of different types of reamers that will work, and they sell them at the hardware store. It's for the purpose of them is for, let me see if I have that right. Someone told me, I was like, why would they even be at the hardware store? But now I've forgotten that information. Why? I need to put my glasses on to see these. Hmm. He is a majestic cat. We had that music in the background. It kind of, what's nice about it? I know some folks don't like it, but it's a little bit of a buffer for all of the sound effects. And then plus, I don't feel so like I have to fill every moment with sound. Let's see if these guys fit. These are those tiny kyanites. And I'm going to see if I can get a double strand through here. It doesn't look like it's going to fit. So I'm just going to go ahead. Oh, I forgot about all these beads over here. Shoot. Now put them away, mate. Oh, I'm reading a comment. Yes, you can get those bead reamers. I have one on my desk. Oh, here, let me just get it. No, I don't see it. I must have taken some else. But if you can, sometimes you can shatter a bead though by spinning it too aggressively. And sometimes you can just knock out, like they'll have like the littlest amount to keep you from getting through the other side. Look at that, the relief of when one bead goes through. Yes. It's not the right color, unfortunately. That color is a little off. It's not perfect, but it's good. Sandy says, would like that teeny mini gemstone kit. That's good times. It is good times. Yeah, look at that with that tourmaline. They're beautiful, and they must take so much effort to drill. Well, I'm sure they do it. Like it was explained to me, so it didn't sound so difficult. Like they cut them into, they drill them first, and then they're cut off, which was mind blowing to me. I was like, what? Like, how do they hold on to it? And they laughed and laughed and said, oh, we drilled them first. And I was like, I see. Because I make beads myself. I'm not going to make these because that's I'm not doing that. I don't have the equipment for that kind of fine work. It's actually kind of precision equipment. All right, so that's how that looks. All right, so we just added to this piece. Let's see. I added those, and I added those two. So I needed to add about 2 inches, and right there I added from that, let's see, maybe 1.75 inches. Oh, Sandy says, would use mini stones with freeform beadwork. What? God, that sounds good. That sounds like an awesome idea. So that's why, to wrap up this technique for you, that's why I just showed you is the reason when you see me say that I add this much extra cord when I cut it off, this is why. Is so that I could add these guys. And while that might not be that much, that just made this necklace where I can actually sell it and I didn't have to make it for a child. Because you can add more to it. You can, have portions of beadwork with soft flex or chain. But for the most part, you're not going to do that. Most people you're not going to go through that kind of gymnastics to make a necklace work. You're just going to probably scrap it and cut it up or make it for a kid. But in this case, I was able to keep going and make it. There's actually room to add. You can see there's, especially with the size, and I only need maybe this much more on this side of the necklace to make it a little more comfortable to wear, at least for someone that has a normal size neck. So that was that, and that's why you're going to do that. I don't have the patience now to try and hunt up more of these size of bead holes. I'm going to get to something else. Like, make some space here. I'm going to get rid of this. Straighten that out. God, I hate it when the lines aren't straight. I am going to show off these guys. These are on the website now. Maybe I find it, put them. And they're some of my all-time favorite pieces. So I get greedy with these. I'm not gonna try and say anything else but the truth on this. And that is I get super duper greedy with these guys. Hey, where's the one with the thing in there that said the price of this?
It's in there somewhere. One of them has lid on it.
Oh, they all have a lid on it now.
Yeah, but one of them has the lid and you can see the tag. Unless you moved it.
I don't see. Oh, okay. So check this out. I know this is, I can hardly believe it. This one is so majestic and beautiful. Look at it. So these are triple A grade. I got these in Tucson and I did sit on them. I considered keeping them. But then, you got to make money for the family. You can't just sit on it. It's so detailed. Look at his face. This is not like other bee carvings that you've seen. This is like heirloom quality. You'll have that. People will want that from your like, they'd be vying over who gets that. I love them. So these ones are a little bit bigger. They all come in different sizes. They're all unique. This is all unique. So this one, and I got there, let me tell you, I got there first. I got first pick of these guys. So there's two or three other gals that have these. They carry them on their Etsy shop, and I beat them. So I shouldn't be so full of delight, but you should have seen Azalea. She's like, okay, we're going to be here for a minute. Joanne, you're just going to have to live with her standing there for the next 45 minutes to an hour. So I know this one, look at this one. This is killer. Exactly when it is a killer bee.
Oh my gosh, I remember when we were at that show and I was sitting there waiting, and while I was like waiting, like exasperated and hot and sitting in this chair across from us, there was this dude at this booth. I don't know where he's from, but not from around here. And he was like talking like he knew what was going on in Asheville with Feline. And my blood started getting up a little bit because I was like, you clearly weren't there, Californian. Like, yo.
Oh, Azalea was like, do not disparage our good town, my sir.
I know, I started getting mad.
She got mad. She's like, excuse me, where'd you say you live? California, is that right? Don't talk to me about it. Because he was trying to be like, it's not that bad. And she's like, shh, don't talk.
Yeah, what do you know?
Yeah, what do you know? But I will say, even though we had sad news today, I read that our clay place, that high water clay, they make the clay here, had to close because they were flooded under like 13 feet of water and they could not clean it and get it back. So that's sad news. But we had clay that we used to make here. There might be someone that can pick up the reins, but the place that they had stock on, still in Clearwater, Florida, but the time of us making clay and shipping it all over is done. So that's sad. I know. So anyway, I have these 5. If you're interested, I agonized. I have my optivisors full out in public. I did not even care. And I picked all the ones that go first. These guys always go first with their like the most, like sometimes you'll see them where there's like a little bit of a flaw, and they're still not a flaw because it's a natural material. I mean, it is a flaw if it's like when I say flaw, I mean big inclusions. Like this is actual amber, Baltic amber, and it's the way they find it, it's kind of interesting. Well, it's not kind of, it's for real interesting. It floats on the Baltic Sea, and they have folks that run around hunting it. And when you first get it, I got to show you this because I have actual some of the amber. So Greg got this for me. I went through a phase of carving. Okay, Carolyn says, what did the B medium 1, 2, 3, 4 on the website mean? So what that means is it's a drop down menu, and it'll be like 1. It'll be like 1, 2, and 3, because some of them are a little more expensive, like the weight. Like this one is not going to be as much as this one.
4 of them are the same price, and one of them is more because one of them is very large.
This one is the big one. Oh, 5. I do have 5.
So yeah, 4 of them are all the same price, and one of them is a little more.
So this is the this is amber, and this is, I'm going to show you quality, right? So this is a type of amber, right? This comes from Mexico. This is a Mexican amber. If we look at this with a light, I think I have it right here that shows it. If it has the blue, kind of a blue, you see they call that that blue amber. This is the reason. So in sunlight, what you get is a hint. See that coloration? With UV light, you get that slight haze that gives it kind of an opaly look. See, that's I know, isn't that glorious? I'm a big fan. Even though amber is pretty soft, it's easy to carve. I mean, it's ancient tree sap. This is part of the same. This is part of that same lot that I got. Now, if you were to like buying this stuff now, it's so expensive. So this one is not even the same. This is better quality, but it's so this is what I was talking about with inclusions. So this is just millennia old tree sap. So when this tree was alive, there were dinosaurs, creatures that are no longer in this earth. But in there, sometimes you can see like, I don't know. I have a piece that has, oh, yes. All right. And you can see the color and how that varies. So I bought these to make my own bees. So I bought these probably 15, 16 years ago. Actually, I want to say 20 because I forgot Azalea was not born. So these are BA, before Azalea. So I said 5 years. I don't know what I'm talking about. And this is pretty good quality. This is excellent quality amber. Okay, you can see the bag starting to get smaller and smaller. Now this is A grade. Now, when you're talking about it, this is like C, E, A, triple A. You see the difference? This is A, but this is triple. And you can easily see the reason. Because what they do is when you look at a piece of amber, you're like, okay, this looks pretty good. I can make a heart or a skull or whatever, and you can carve it and you can get some incredible details. And it'll look beautiful and glorious. But if you have like this, you have this piece right here. Thankfully, that's on the outside, so you can cut away on that. Oops. And you can see a couple of spots you can kind of maneuver. But see this here? This is like they call this an inclusion. Now, it's not a crack, but just the way the amber formed and made kind of a fold. Carolyn says, if I want the orange yellow one with the wings, what number do I put in? Azalea, help us and figure it out. So Caroline gets exactly the one that she's looking for. So this one, I'm assuming the orangey one. I know, I love this one too.
It's hard to well, I could have put tags on them, but I didn't. So which one is it? Does it have its wings up or down?
Kind of down. I'm assuming he says orange, yellow one with the wings. What number? I think either this one or this one.
Yeah, with the wings, I guess, out.
This is wings out, wings down. So Carolyn, let me see if you say wings down or out. Oh, you're gonna just show how to do it, Azalea.
I'm not going to. I'm going to find which one it is. I had to do this very quickly. So sorry.
This one, yes, or this one?
So this is number 1.
Okay, 1.
And then this one's number 2. So 1 is gone. 1's been sold. Number 3 looks like that's the large one. So this one is going to be number 3. That one's going to be number 4. And then this is the large. So 2, 3, 4, large. I'll do it better next time, but
All right, Caroline, pick 1, 2, or 3. And then Melanie says, how much are they?
The 3 medium ones that are left are all 95, and the large
95,
110.
110.
But when you go to the listing, whenever you click on a variant, if you go and drop down menu and you click on one, it'll immediately show you the picture of the one that you clicked on.
So it'll show the pictures.
Once you click a variant, it'll automatically pop up a picture of the one that you clicked on. So you should know what it looks like.
Mary says, I bought number 4. Carolyn says number 2. Okay, so Azalea, you can just look at this when we're doing this.
Yeah, so
Wendy says, I want the wings out medium. That must be this one.
Well, there's only 2 left on the website. This one is now gone. And I believe this one is gone.
So the only 2
these are
left
the
is
only
the
ones.
big one,
Big one, and this one is.
And I will say, y'all, I do not mark these super high. My competitors, I say that with like the kind of a smile. Because we're competing them, we have them, but some folks mark them way higher than I do. I don't know. I don't like to mark super high. I feel kind of weird about it, but because I want to mark them how much I would want to pay. So that's what that is. So that's not this would have been marked up from the gal that I know that sells them on her Etsy shop. She would mark that another 15 more, I would say. So that's how amber is graded. So it's on color, clarity, just like any gemstone. And when they weigh it, it weighs like nothing. So a lot of times it's the weight is in grams. And what else were they going to say about it? There's so many things about amber that's so cool. And like I'm in my mind. Oh, and this is amber also. I've been keeping these for like 1,000 years. This was hand carved. This is Baltic amber. And again, you can see this quality is not like this quality. So these are not, you know what I mean? Like this is probably C grade because it's a little bit cloudy. So the cloudy is not as valuable as the clear. And so that's like, there were some that were kind of more like this. But I just went through and I high graded that. I had my Optivisors out. I was like, I am getting the best ones. Carolyn says, mine said sold.
Oh, then it must have sold.
I don't know if that's the one that we'll check. Carolyn, I want you to be happy. I will look and see because I did set aside a couple. I'll say a couple for, but we'll see. We'll see what I have. I can't wait to carve those. Okay, so I have a few things I divvied up. Where's that little thing? Where are the other ones?
You moved them, must have.
The trays of, where's those sapphires?
Well, right there.
Oh, here they are. All right. So I put this together because I thought, hey, y'all are my friends and I'm going to do this. I had some of these extra. This is not going to last long because I don't have very many. This is the last of this. And I've tried to pair these up. So this is $10. These are sapphires. They're melon cut. Before I say that, let me check this. Oh, okay. So sapphires, blue and white sapphire and blue sapphire, and then a ruby. You can tell ruby by if it fluoresces like this. And the fluorescing means the presence of chromium. So while it has the same hardness, they're all in the corundum family. This has a little bit of chromium, so you have a little bit of ruby. So I marked these at $10. I don't have that many of them. And I will look at this. Wendy, get your drink ready. Check the size of that cord that's going through there. That's heavy soft flex. So heavy, I just wanted to show that. Heavy soft flex will go through there. And I have, let me see how many of this I have for $10. Now, I don't remember how much I paid for them. So I was like, you know what? These are for my friends. Somebody's going to want some of these. I know it. And that's what you call a very, very good price. They will fit on fine. I did the fine so I could move with really fast. I could get these done. But if you wanted I paired them so you could put them with earrings. So the white ones are like little perfect little clouds. You get a little of the blue. Now, granted, the blue is more opaque. These are not like super duper A grade. These are very good price with a big hole. I packed them and you get 2, 4, 6, 8. So you get 4 pairs of earrings with that. That's a steal. And and not just for y'all, because I love you. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I believe that's it of what I have. I don't have any more, but I have enough to do some necklaces, but to make perfect pairs where I matched them all so that the color and everything matched up. That's what I have for that. And when this is out, if I can find more, I'll get it because I love them. And I use these like they're going out of style. You see them in my treasure necklaces, my crochet necklaces. They're fantastic. All right, so that's 5:35. I'm sure that will be gone very fast. Okay, so the last thing tonight I'm going to show you. This is something I hoarded this. I don't want to say hoarded, but I did. These are sapphires. All right. I got these in Tucson. They have a nice, like they're well drilled. They are the color of these. These make my heart sing because I don't know if you can see this. They have that hard sparkle that sapphires have. They're drilled. So here's one way you can check the drilling. Right. So when you hold them up on the strand, check them like this. And if they don't, some of them might go like this, where they're like this, cockeyed like that. That means it's not drilled center. When you look at it like this, they're centered, right? So these are 52. I divided this one strand into 5 parts. They are spectacular as far as I'm concerned. That color, they're clear, they're blue. They have some of them are slightly hazy green. Some of them are like that. Look, this one is a little bit lilac. This is natural. These are natural Ceylon sapphires, all in this blue, gorgeous color. And the whole strand, I was going to put the whole strand on. So this is 536. It's going to do the whole strand. I know it's not a cheap date, but if you got the whole strand, it is almost $300. So keep that in mind as far as if you're looking for something that you want to make something really beautiful. You could use these in earrings and you get plenty to do. Like threader earrings, you'll have plenty of gorgeous. I could, as I was like, maybe you need to break it down smaller. Because at first I was like, 4, but then it would have been like even more. So I don't know if y'all want smaller lots. It seems to me that I'm seeing a lot of folks loving this price point, but this is a lot more work for me to, put this in like only 8 pieces at a time. But I get it. People are concerned about cash flow right about now. It's like all of us. And I will take a moment to say thank you all for shopping and buying things from us, basically keeping us, in house and home. Not to put too fine of, not to be like saying the quiet part out loud, but yeah, y'all are keeping us in business. So I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Marty gets fed, Azalea gets fed. It's good times. I can keep that girl on yarn and fabric and food. And some people say, Cynthia, you should not say that, but I am of the mind that having gratitude is the secret to having a good life, to appreciate what you got. That's not like I did not do anything to the color of the screen. That's the color. They're so beautiful. And you know what? I sat there and looked at these and I was like, should I get these? And I was like, are we going to be able to move them? I was like, I don't care. I'm going to make myself a necklace. And sometimes I will. I'll make myself a necklace with like this and do a solid strand. These are tourmalines that I bought and just did like one strand. These aren't even the same quality Like you can see the quality on this. Just compare, right? Tourmalines, and then look at the sparkle of sapphire. It's like the most expensive. The most expensive part of these sapphires are these. This is called indicolite. This strand right here. Actually, that one is probably the most expensive on this strand because it's the most rare. And it's the same is true with sapphires because blue, I mean, sapphires come in all these colors, right? The blue, when you get it, that's like the least amount on there because it's the most rare. I found a whole strand of just blue Ceylon. Look at that. Love it. All right. That's enough about those. Sorry. Yeah, I know. Look at this. Get that together. Stop. Carolyn says like a slate blue, green, gray. Yes, they're delightful. For sure. I know. I couldn't stop looking at them. I was like, I came back, I put them down, and I came back and I put them down, and then I was like, just get it. Because they were not, this is probably one of the more expensive things that I have purchased, in a while. But sometimes, it's you got to spoil yourself every once in a while. Just live a little. And so I was like, you know what? You only live once. I'm going to get that because I would love it. Even as earrings, you could do, what I've done with things like this? And this is probably the easiest thing because these have a pretty good sized hole, is to put like this many, and do just a column of them because number one, they're drilled right. So you could actually do that and they won't feel like wonky. So that's, I feel like, one of the best things. You can make earrings out of them. More than that, I would just put them either that or on like a necklace with that right in the front, or a crochet necklace. That's a good way to get the most bang for your buck right here is like this. Put those puppies on this and they have a big hole so you could get, you can get them on. You don't have to go super duper fine. You could actually go a little bit more like maybe, let me see, I was going to look for a cord that would fit it. But yeah, you can see this is not that many beads on. I mean, it's a lot, but if you mix it, then it stretches it. But with that, I'd be tempted to make a full necklace with that. Maybe some silver or some gold plate with it, vermeil, possibly. All right, my friends, I'm gonna flip this thing around. I'm gonna prepare a little snack for Marty. He's ready. He's been patient, just sitting here. He knew what was happening. Flip this camera. Hold your horses, my son. That, oops,
I've got his paw blocked by the collar.
it's my son. Here, you can take that off if you want. Greedy baby. So greedy.
Stick still on his cheeks.
He's got a little bit of if you're wondering what that is, that's. Oh, Michelle says, eat, that's a clasp I've been dying for. I kind of forgot that I made it, to be honest. I need to make another one. But you got to be patient, my son. Hold your horses. He's not even going to wait. He's not going to wait. He's pretty strong. He said, no, I do what I want. This is the way. Let me see if I can get him to stand up. Here, you can brace yourself. He looks like a little creature from the woods.
He's half bear.
It's like a little bear. Look at his paws, how big they are. He's going to really lick that bowl out, make sure it's super clean. All right, my friends, thank you so much for joining us today. That was a really fun. You know what? I didn't even get to the part I was going to show you with the, we'll do that Sunday. It took me so long to find beads that fit that necklace. But I will show the single bead crochet on the thread. We'll do that. It'll only take like 20, not even 20 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. We'll show that on Sunday, and I have another thing planned for Sunday. So I will see y'all. Ann says, poor Marty, dressed up and performing for treats. Listen, he likes this.
He feels like
he
a king.
likes it. He struts around, and the other cats are like this. They're like, why does he get that? But then you try to put it on them, and it's off within 5 seconds. So they don't want it that bad.
They're like toddlers. They want it.
They want it until they have it, and then they don't want it. Then they don't want it at all.
Rats.
Then they're like, well, Marty can keep it, but he'll sit here and wait. That's what's good. He watches us work and stays up with us wherever we're working. He comes up here. I don't have to say anything except hold up the churro, and I said, do you want some? And he says, yes. Like now, you want it, son? I said, yeah, sure. All right, my friends,
Yeah,
thank you
sure.
so much for joining us. We love you out there. We hope you are doing well and thriving and doing something creative. We will see you on Sunday. And don't forget, we have another coming up. I don't have the name at the time, but another GBE thing is coming up. It's coming up soon. It's the Midsummer Market. I will get those dates for you very soon. All right, my friends, thank you so much. We'll see you later.